Have you ever wondered what it really means to pray? Not the fancy words or the formal tone, but the heart of it. The kind of prayer that feels real and close, like a conversation with someone who knows you better than you know yourself? That's what Jesus teaches us in Matthew 6 verses 1 to 15. And wow, does it turn everything we think about prayer upside down? Jesus, in this passage, doesn't just tell us how to pray. He shows us why prayer matters. But first, he warns us about a trap we all fall into sometimes: performing. You know what I mean, right? Trying to look good in front of others, even in spiritual things. Jesus says, "Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them." He's saying, hey, your connection with God isn't a show. It's personal. It's sacred. Let's keep it real. And here's the amazing part. Jesus isn't just giving advice here. He's speaking as the Word, God's truth in human form. He's not distant or detached. He knows what it's like to live in our shoes, to face the pressure of expectations, and to crave something real and unshakable. That's why he came close. He didn't want us to just hear about God's love. He wanted us to feel it, to know it, to live in it. Then, Jesus gives us this beautiful gift, the Lord's Prayer. But notice what he says right before it. When you pray, go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Do you see the intimacy here? Prayer isn't about impressing others or even trying to impress God. It's about stepping into that quiet space where it's just you and him. No masks, no filters, just you. And when Jesus teaches us to pray, he doesn't start with a long list of demands or rituals. He starts with a relationship. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Think about that. The Creator of everything invites us to call him Father. Not boss, not judge, Father. A perfect parent who knows our hearts and loves us deeply. That's freedom, isn't it? Freedom to come as we are, not as we think we're supposed to be. When Jesus says, "Your kingdom come, your will be done," it's an invitation to trust, to say, "God, I might not have all the answers, but I trust you do. Bring your goodness into my life, into this world." That's grace in action, letting go of control and leaning into God's perfect plan. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And then there's this line, "Give us today our daily bread." Such a simple request, but packed with meaning. The next part might feel a little tougher. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. Forgiveness isn't always easy, is it? But Jesus isn't asking us to do it alone. Remember, he's the Word made flesh, the one who walked among us, carried our burdens, and offered forgiveness even when it cost him everything. When we forgive, we're stepping into the freedom and grace he's already given us. It's not about letting someone off the hook. It's about setting our own hearts free. Finally, Jesus wraps up with this, "And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one." It's a prayer of protection, of trust, of acknowledging that we can't do this life on our own. And you know what? We don't have to. Jesus has already walked this path. He knows the struggles, the temptations, the fears, and he's with us every step of the way. So, what does all this mean for us today? Maybe it's an invitation to reimagine prayer, not as a duty, but as a lifeline. A moment to breathe, to be still, and to connect with the God who knows your name and loves your heart. Maybe it's a chance to let go of the performance and just be real with him. Or maybe it's a reminder that Jesus, the Word made flesh, came close so that we could experience the fullness of his freedom and grace, right here, right now. Here's a thought to take with you. What if prayer became your safe space? A place where you don't have to have all the answers or the right words, but where you can simply be yourself, resting in the presence of a God who delights in you. Share your thoughts in the comments, or if you're new to this whole prayer thing, let us know what you're wondering about. Amen.